Guys, today we're talking about now. Today we're going to go. This is a 4 million vehicle. Look at it, with a massive extension on it, and it's basically going to be a little brother. Store and we can with the MOC. Now, what I've just remembered, I've got to see are all there. So thanks to the vehicle. This and the bit is going to be armored, and it's going to be pretty cool. Front, it's just awesome. It's if we want it now. Now it is good. Now, if you have to do customization, let's see, like maybe a couple 100,000 more, and you won't get missions. It's going to be interesting to find out how it's come out on the next few days, 2 weeks. Things get leaked. We've got this that help us. And others. They're going to be from 4 million to 8 million expensive. DLC, it's going to be expensive. The more expensive it is, the more fun sometimes it is. Now, sometimes I've seen people that can't afford to get a vehicle with a turret above it. Who doesn't want a gun turret on it? Now it's 2 million, it'd be amazing. Who doesn't want it? You can fit maybe 5 people in the back, plus a person on the turret and the driver. It's going to be amazing. Now again, it's going to be one of them expensive vehicles. A couple of shots from the front now. It's powered, no engine to it, but it'll be good looking at. Basically, it's brilliant handling. It's a vehicle. You can be the pilot and shoot the turrets, but also what's kind of cool is you can go really high in the air. Keep holding right deep to get into the turret. Start smacking on and out of control. Now the next vehicle is the Pyro, which is mental. It's weird. It's gonna be a jet engine powered, but looks awesome. It's gonna cost 3 million. Now it's one of the most expensive. It's not the most expensive. I think it's known missions. Now I'm gonna check it out later this week, showing you the vehicles. And here's a I think it's many vehicles that does top speed. It's interesting. It's like with a massive showing off, but I don't know, because I think weapons on it would look actually pretty cool. Weapons on the old vintage. Now it might make this better. Well, just look at it, right, and you can see the massive spoiler, and then obviously it's got wings and it's small. They're massive wings. And then the next one, a lot of people want. You look at that, and the first thing you see is the old classic. Thanks for this. That I'm going to put a price list on a previous. It is mental. It's going to be a supercar. It's armored. It's got a. So it's going to be like, but it's going to be more weaponry on it, because it's basically the old classic Batmobile from the good armor, the massive fat wheels at the back. Now this is the Batmobile in game. Now what is the difference between that and the other? There's two on the back. It's interesting to see, because who doesn't want to be driving that around the streets of Los Santos, causing absolute... I know people get completely matte black or pitch black, so matte. It's just going to cause carnage, and I think it will look pretty cool. That's it. And carnage, absolute carnage. It's pretty cool. The next one is... I never pronounce the everyone's calling it a Mustang. Now I know the Americans and everyone else calls it a Mustang, but it's actually based off the Spitfire, and we know that because British RAF symbols on it. The name is Unreleased too, so it's a classic, costing 1 million. So that's actually quite good, because if you think about it, it's a Spitfire that's going to have missiles on it. That's obviously not normal, but going to be awesome. It's got the real British RAF with the really British flags and the right actual. It's perfect. Everything I've checked, it looks perfect. It looks real. It looks good. Out of it. From San Andreas. This is the now the Hunter is basically the Apache in real life. I've used it now on the crate mission, and this is costing $1. It's expensive, but pretty good. I think that everyone's wants expensive. The more it's, the higher the price it will. Obviously, it's a good vehicle. It's not a brilliant vehicle, but it's millions because its armor is going to. It's basics between the Savage. So if it's better out than Savage, then that's perfect. If it's not, and people are going to really dislike it. The next vehicle, the most expensive vehicle on this whole DLC. The latest price of 6 million. You can get the most expensive thing in ages. Basically, 5 grand or 25 grand, depending on where you get a laser for free, no cops on you, or you can go in with cops on you and dodge all that and get it for free, and it's going to cost 6 million. So it's a mistake, 6 million by mistake, and let's hope Because think about it, the Hydra is only 3 million when it is the Hydra, because the Hydra can rotate. It's going to be a bit of a competition between a few of them. Obviously, who's got the most money, buy it. I know Lewis might buy it because obviously he's got lots of money, so we'll be acting on him and others to see where you can just go and steal, on which way you land in the next isn't. And you've got a few issues with this because access to bomb things, to rockets. It's actually not that fast. It won't be typical as the thing that we have that is mental. 1.5 million, that guys, but that's already out. A lot of people are using that. The next vehicle is GT. It's actually a classic Aston Martin, and the price is quite good because it's 800,000. Now, if you look at that, you wouldn't see an Aston Martin, but if you start looking at it, you can see where they've got the design. It's a bit like the D4 mixed with a sport in it. It's going to probably be a good price that, because a lot of the cars we've had recently have been expensive. 2.3 million, 2 million, 2.1 million. You know, this is a race. And look at that, a nice like station, just relax in there. The guys, and look at that. Who isn't going to do a car meet with one of them? And then it's a super car. This is going to cost 1 million. It's expensive oil. I'm not sure on that. I will confirm that in another video. If I am wrong, if also I'm wrong, put it in the obviously. It looks like the Entity at the back. I don't know what reminds me of the Entity XL. Is that the Entity? And then I looked at the rest and I thought, oh no, it's not. So it does have a kind of look at the Gallardo at the back too. I don't know why. I think it's just that with the like where the seats are on either side. It might just look sort of like a body kit with the wheels, which is going over. Sort of feels like they've extended a Porsche. I don't know why. It just feels like they've stretched a Porsche. In action, see whether it can get a top speed. Now the next vehicle is the Howard. Now this is a stunt, so it's actually one of the, and it's going to be pretty cool. I have flown it on one of the stunt missions, and it's, you tap the rudder and it will start doing barrel rolls and flips, and just going mental. I think this is going to be one of them vehicles where if you like your quick, fast, maneuverable stunt vehicles and doing all the mad stunts, then obviously you'll buy it. Now the next thing is Seabreeze. Now this is a plane that you have on water. You can take off right away. You'll see that I actually landed in the water with the Seabreeze, and it's sort of submersed for a minute because fast. Because you got the prop, it's keeping glider on. You could probably part that out. It is 800,000 when the seaplane was only 250, I think, or free for the people like us that had the Xbox with, you know, day one and GTA day one. And then, but this vehicle is going to be released. But our opinions, guys, on what we like, because it's a bit mixed really with people's opinion. Now we come to the release of each vehicle. Now if it's Warsaw released, that this Tuesday will be the Bombuska. That'll be released. If it's Warsaw, but if it's Legendary Motorsport, then it'll be the Rapid GT. It'll be that this does me, and we'll upgrade it. Now if it is a bit like I see though, it will be a bit weird because they haven't added it in just straight away. Now this means we have 11 vehicles altogether, and that means 11 weeks one each week feeding. That which means Rockstar are going to make a lot of money through shark cards. Obviously, people buying one each week, but it could take. Unfortunately, yes, that is what no